On Father's Day 1984, he laid in bed in the Baytown Hospital gasping for breath as his lungs filled with fluid. Hours passed as he was sweating profusely like he was running a marathon, breathing very, very hard, very, very hard. Before it reached that point, I was able to tell my mom that my first child would be named after him. If you're ready for the great outdoors, make sure your truck is too. Ready to haul, ready to tow, and ready to take along everything you need for a day on the water or on a daybreak in the woods, because no matter what kind of game you're chasing, we say bring it to the honey hole, to the hunt, to whatever you love to do and whatever the outdoors brings your way, because you can't bring home a trophy unless you bring a truck that's got your back. RealTruck, bring your truck to life. Howdy-ho, Jeepers. We're going to be talking tonight about the Jeep 392 Wrangler. Is it dead? Well, I don't think so. We'll see what you think. And happy Father's Day. I share a little bit about my my own father and what it meant, what Father's Day means to me. Also, too, we're going to have a interview that I did with Greg from Underground Graphics a few months ago at an event, and I think you're going to enjoy finding out more about Underground Graphics and especially about Greg's 2020 Gladiator. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous rig. All right, well, let's get started.
Check yourself out, some quality entertainment on the interweb.
Father's Day was a couple of days ago, and happy Father's Day to everyone that didn't get wished that from the Jeep Talk Show. So Father's Day gives us a chance to spend time with our father or remember the man that's no longer with us. Some didn't have much or any time with their father. I had 24 years with mine. The year was 1978. I came home from school and I was surprised to see my dad's 73 Nova in the garage. Normally I get home in about 30 minutes or so. My dad would show up, arrive home for work. He'd get in his easy chair, turn on the TV, and he was out for probably about 30 minutes to an hour maybe, and sometimes longer. He was... He might get up fixing something to eat, or maybe my mom had fixed something, and he'd eat. He'd eat, get back in his chair, and be watching Mission Impossible, Bonanza. Let's see, what else did he watch? There was a couple of things that you know, because we were limited, the TVs were limited, so one of those things where you had to watch whatever was there, or go sit quietly in your room. So I would sit there in front of the TV to the side. Anyway, around 10:30 after the news, my dad would fix his lunch to take to work the next day and go get in bed. And I think he was up around 4:30 or 5. He had a 40-mile trip from Baytown into Houston every day to Dresser. He was a machinist. So it was very unusual. He got sick a couple of, like a week or so every year. And I think it had to do with... we always said it had to do with smoking, but because he was a smoker, he was likely to get some sort of sinus infection or a cold. No, it happened about every year, but it was never happened like this, where he was home in the middle of the day or in the early afternoon. So my mom got home and they went to the doctor's office. I don't know if it was the next day. It may have been the hospital. I don't recall. It's kind of, it's been a long time ago, but it's also kind of terrifying, and I probably didn't want to remember it. So he was diagnosed with having a mild heart attack at the age of 56. Heart attack and work drove, he had the heart attack and he drove home from work 40 miles, then got in bed. So the doctors ran their test. It was determined that he needed a double bypass. Bad, but probably not a death sentence. And it wasn't, I think that you heard a lot about the quadruple quadruple bypass a lot back then. So double sounded not so bad. So while he was in surgery for them doing the double bypass, and it was the one where they, cut the sternum up and open you up to the side. So I remember he had a lot of pain after that, as you can well imagine. While they were in there, they found lung cancer. It was on the tip of his lung, on one lung. So he did start smoking when he was 16, and it was unfiltered Camels. So during surgery, when they found the cancer, they cut the tip off, and they removed that tip. The next step was chemotherapy. After treatment, he was cancer-free. My dad stopped smoking and continued his life, which included returning to work. Regular checkups and a little weight gain. Without that smoking, he was enjoying food a little more. My dad was always slender, so he never had any weight on him until after he had the bypass and the cancer diagnosis and stopped smoking. It was a scare for the family, but all seemed to be well. We were still nervous about it because once you have cancer, it's not unusual for it to come back. So it wasn't very far from our minds, as you can well imagine. If you've ever gone through this with a loved one, you know what I'm talking about. And it was strange to think that the man had always been there, may be gone at any time. And that's true for all of us. I think we kind of lull ourselves into a false sense of security. It really affected me when it came time for me to have children, because I did not want my child or children to experience their life with not spending time with me, not getting to know me. So we'll get back to that in a minute. So my dad's regular checkups were good until 5 years later. The dreaded event occurred. The cancer had returned. Many of you probably know this, but if you don't have cancer for 5 years, you are considered cured. I don't consider that a cure at all, but that's the number they came up with. So the lung cancer was back, and it had spread to other parts of my dad's body. More chemotherapy, and my dad continued working his job until he just couldn't go in one day. He took a 2-week vacation. On Father's Day, 1984, he laid in bed in the Baytown Hospital, gasping for breath as his lungs filled with fluid. Hours passed as he was sweating profusely like he was running a marathon, breathing very, very hard, very, very hard. Before it reached that point, I was able to tell my mom that my first child would be named after him, Danny Lamar McElroy, or Danielle. It all worked out just fine, though. But I always felt I would have one child, and it would be a boy. I couldn't tell my dad myself. I wouldn't have been able to get the words out of my mouth. I would have choked up and teared up, and I just wouldn't be able to say it. My mom told me after she told him what I had said, he's a good son. Eventually, he couldn't get enough oxygen to stay alive. He drowned with the fluid in his lungs. It was a nightmare scenario for me. Even though my dad was home every day, he kept to himself. We didn't have many father-son talks. I felt I didn't know the man. My chance to get to know him was gone. I told a few of you this story if you are a smoker and have children. 41 years later, it doesn't hurt anymore. I'm sad he didn't get to meet his grandchildren, especially my first child and my son, Danny Lamar McElroy, that was born 2 years after my father's passing. I was wrong about that one child. I have 4 and 1 step. Sean, Cassie, and Mandy fill out the direct descendants. My stepson Micah is just 4 days older than Danny. I have a tendency to keep to myself like my dad did, but I try to make sure my children know who I am, can ask me questions, and yes, I tell them about the person they never met. But it will always be they will always be part of them. Father's Day 2025. My dad would have been 101 years old. Unlikely he would have lived that long, but his older brother and sister lived well into their late 90s. He lived to the ripe old age of 60. September, he would have turned 61. Happy Father's Day. All right, Greg, what is this monstrosity? It looks like it used to be a Gladiator.
This, would you believe this was ordered in 2019? That's a 2020 Gladiator Sport. I too, like yourself, did the max tow package, but within a few months, I wish I'd done the Rubicon. So over the last, I don't know, about a year and a half or so, we stayed for about 3 years with the 2-inch lift 37s and a set of NFAB steps. And the more we wheeled, the more I wanted to do more. And this is what I ended up with. So now we have lockers, and now it's been re-geared, and now we're running 39s, and this has been tested, and we went to Moab last year. I can't wait to get back, but man, I love this thing. It's a whole lot of fun.
Gladiator's a lot of fun. And can I take the blame for you getting your first Jeep? Because I brought the XJ over there.
I think you can take that.
Yeah,
you can take that.
And you were asking me some questions about Jeep,
yeah,
and
I remember that.
It seems like there's a large audience for Jeeps. People seem to be very interested in it.
Yeah.
And I said, well, what are you driving? You said, I got a Ford F-150.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you were worried about hauling stuff.
Yep.
So this took care of that for you.
It did for a short while.
Right. No, you're not hauling anything.
Haul anything.
Now, because you got the sickness bad.
Yeah. But it's been great.
Who did your the stickers? That's huge.
We know a guy. For years we didn't do anything really big on that, and that's again that trip to Easter Jeep last year. I wanted people to know that we do wheel these things.
It's very important, the credibility of it.
Well, and to know that, people go out there and they wheel Jeeps, and I guess the graphics and looking good gets associated with the mall crawler, and it doesn't have to be that way. I think Jeeps can look good, no matter what they do. So we did brand it, and it stuck. And I think we're gonna.
And great looking graphics. Of course, Greg did the graphics that I had got on the side of both the XJ and the 2021 Jeep Talk Show Gladiator. And a great color combination.
It was our shop colors are gray and yellow.
Uh-huh.
So when we ordered the Gladiator at the time, they were only doing the launch edition. So we did have to wait for them to put the Stingray into production. But immediately we did some yellow, I think the yellow logo on it. And I knew that was going to be our accent.
So what is this? I've seen this on various Jeeps, not just the ones that you've decorated, put graphics on, but what is the significance of having one of the slots a different color?
We do one or two. It's just an accent. Typically, obviously, with the Rubicon, you're going to have the red accent. With the 392, the gold, the 4xe, the blue. We started seeing that, obviously, with the red and the Rubicon, and thought how cool that would be just to make a simple vinyl accent that we could put in those grills. So we tried it, we made it work. It's not a paint, and that's something we can do, we can order.
So this is yours, isn't it?
That is ours as well.
Because you got the accent colors on there. That's nice.
Oh yeah.
And you can do this for anybody.
Yep.
All these things.
Yeah.
Just do your shop's in Houston, but you're also doing online stuff now too, right?
We do a lot of e-commerce, yes.
Now you were telling me, I don't know if you want to share the story or not, but you were telling me that the little gaps or the little ledge on all these things are different depending on the models.
We did learn that the hard way. On our 392, that was the first Jeep that we had done the pinstripe on, and we made the template, put it online, started to sell them.
And started getting the complaints.
Yeah, we were getting people like, this doesn't fit, this doesn't fit. So when we got our Gladiator back, ordered the grill. This is the satin Mopar black grill. It fit on this too, but then I realized that's the same grill we had on the 292. So no change. So as it turns out, there's 4 different grills for the JL and JT. The JLs have a little bit thinner slot. JTs have a wider slot for towing. And the wider grills also come on the 4xe and the 392. And of course, the Sports have a single piece grill, and I think the Sahara, Overland, and Up have a multi-piece grill. So we're still working through some of them, but we do have most of the grills.
You're getting it tied down now. So if somebody wants these, and you said they come in 1s and 2s?
It comes in a set of 2, but you can choose just to use the 1.
Right. So tell me about these half doors, because this Jeep didn't come with half doors, did it?
Oh, the half doors are great. Again, that was another thing I experienced in Moab. The guy we were up there with, he had them, and I was like, man, this is amazing. I loved wheeling with no doors until I had the half doors, and I got back to Houston and started looking, and I got really lucky that there was someone here that was close to home that had a brand new set for sale, and drove out, picked them up, did a test fit. I was worried about the paint matching and everything, but
Right.
everything worked out great.
That's the thing that's crazy to me. It's the same color paint.
Yeah.
Finding afterwards, because you had to order them from the factory. You had to order a package
Right.
of the full doors and the half doors.
I think that's still the same as today, is that if you want half doors, you have to order it when you buy a new Jeep. I think you can buy all the parts to do it on your own, but it ends up being like twice as expensive. So
Yeah, and they're going to be painted the right color, I'm sure.
right.
That's really cool. So I'm really happy that you got into Jeeps, and especially we started years ago with the XJ Talk Show, and you did the stickers, the die-cut stickers for our the people that came on our forum. So we've been doing stuff together for a number of years. I'm finally glad you came into the Jeep family, so I don't have to feel weird about.
I'm happy to be
working with
a
you.
part of it. Yeah, and we've had some good times. Thanks for doing the trips to Hidden Falls. I think
Yep.
we've done 3 in a row now, and looking forward to this year.
Yeah, and sadly, I made Greg feel really bad about his side steps, so he doesn't have side steps anymore. And the thing I noticed, I told you about this, the thing I noticed was on one of those Jeep Talk Show events at Hidden Falls, you were going everywhere you wanted to go with the side steps. So it worked out fine.
I think I was lucky. I didn't have any issues with them once I got hung up, but I was still able to get off of that obstacle.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, we did go back to the Rubicon sliders, and now I've got a set of moto builds that'll be going on soon.
Oh,
so
nice.
we're gonna go the whole way.
Yeah, I love the motorboat stuff. Greg, thanks a lot. Appreciate you coming out here. Greg's gonna, like I said earlier, Greg's gonna be here with us every month, so you can come out here and talk to him about some beautiful graphics for your Jeep or anything you want to put graphics on. Underground graphics.
Out of all RealTruck initiatives, our Trail Access Grant project has undoubtedly been amongst the most rewarding. With the assistance of RealTruck's grants, organizations like Warfighter Made, the Idaho Trails Association, the Off-Road Business Association have made great strides in achieving their goals and aiding local communities and individuals in need. Learn more about these organizations and their grant-related projects at our initial TAG post-project report. So today we're talking about the good people at Tread Lightly, a Utah-based nonprofit. Their most recent project, the coastal cleanup effort at Daytona Beach, Florida, produced exceptional results for the community, and we're here to highlight the extraordinary work being done. Stay tuned on our recap of Tread Lightly's Jeep Beach Coastal Cleanup Project. Now, this is a blog entry that you can read over at RealTruck.com/blog. Just go to RealTruck.com/blog and look for Trail Access Post Project Report, Tread Lightly Jeep Beach Cleanup. Yes, all that. Believe me, it's worth your time. So it struck me the other day, and I think I've made allusions to this. Illusions? Is it making illusions? I think I've spoken about this where you guys probably already realize this. I do not think that the 392 Jeep Wrangler is done. This is supposed to be the final year. I don't think that's the case. They're making a good amount of money on these these very, very cool V8 Wranglers, $100,000 in many cases. And I don't think they're going to stop doing that. Now, if the EV mandate, which technically there is no EV mandate, but you know what I'm talking about, that's been overturned. So California is not going to be able to restrict internal combustion engines, and the EPA is being neutered. We'll see what happens, but I think that there's a clear signal that it's not all EV all the time. It's not the all EV channel. So I suspect that Jeep may twist it a little bit as far as it won't be the same 392 vehicle, but it'll have a V8 in it. So they'll call it that. So that one that they're selling now, the final 392 Wrangler, will be the final in that configuration. They'll come out with something special. Hell, maybe they'll come out with something that costs $120,000 because people are buying these things. And it also too, if they call it something different or package it differently, it'll still be a collector's item. It'll still be very rare. and I think it'll hold its value. So mark my words, I have no internal information. Nobody's told me this is going to happen. I've made a comment to a few people that might know, and they've said, oh, sure. So they've kind of agreed with it, but it might just be their opinion as well. So mark this day down. The 392 Wrangler is not going away. I don't think we'll see a 392 Gladiator, but boy, if anything could use that power, a truck. And I wonder what that would do to the like if you had the tow package on it. That'd be really cool if you get a Sport S with max tow and a 392. That would be a towing beast, I think. So mark my words, I don't think that the 392 Wrangler is, we're not seeing the last one. We're going to see it again. And I think they may just package it. Hell, maybe they'll just be brave and say, screw it. It's not the final. Things changed. I mean, think about it. Yeah, sure. Somebody else could be president in 3.5 years and we go right back to the same crap we were at with the EVs and all the rest of that stuff. But that's not the way it is now. So that's like, what, 3 years? I mean, it's not like they've got to design anything. That's like 3 years they can sell these 392 Wranglers and really come on, think about it. It's really not that big a deal, I don't think, to put a 392 in a Gladiator. So they could really maximize their money. And why in the world would Jeep stop selling something that a lot of people are buying and spending a great deal of money for? Think about it. They're having troubles. So yeah, I don't think that's going anywhere. I think that the final is going to be final, or it's going to be like the Rocky movies. There's always going to be a sequel as long as people are watching them. All right, we're talking to Natalie, who was not smiling a moment ago, but she knows she's on the camera now.
I know.
And she is at SEMA. This is actually being recorded one day before the final day. So there's I'm sure there's still lots of activity. Nobody's packing up. How's it been so far? Start with the thing that's most important to the show. People looking for you because of Chick Chat and Jeep Talk Show at the Rock Slide booth.
Yes, it's been so exciting. Hi, everybody. Coming at you live from SEMA 2024 Jeep Talk Show. Here we go. We are, like I said, it is live right now, so it's going to be a little bit noisy, but I am at the Rock Slide booth today, and behind me is the beautiful gear Jeep in the Tuscadero pink that we had the privilege of being the third-party builder on from High Lift Off-Road. There's the blue. So it's been a lot of fun, but yeah, people keep coming up to the booth, Tony. It's been amazing looking for the Jeep Talk Show and Natalie, so here we are.
That's really cool. Who else have you met out there? Any celebrities?
There's been a few people walking around with, Mopar and Stellantis. I got to hang out at Mopar Stellantis over in the South Lower building. So if you guys are here, check out the South Lower building. They're in a different spot this year. They're with all the tires. So it kind of made it neat walking through there because they're mounting tires and wheels together. They're doing demos on how to do that.
Oh, that's neat.
And all of a sudden, there is the Mopar Stellantis booth that is ginormous. With this beautiful, beautiful poison red apple Jeep in the back. So, and it's a 392, of course, and it is gorgeous. So I hope they start making it. Check out High Lift Social. I featured it yesterday on there.
Okay, how's the turnout? I don't know if you went last year or not, but how's the turnout? Just the feel of the crowd.
It's my first year. I didn't go last year, but from what I hear, this turnout's been great. So we are filming this on Thursday, so this is day 3. But my understanding tomorrow, day 4, is when it opens to the general public, not just to buyers like myself. And so it's going to be very, very crowded tomorrow. Very crowded.
So will you be there tomorrow? Will people still be able to find you at I was going to say the High Lift booth, the Rock Slide Engineering booth?
The Rock Slide Engineering booth. Yes, I will be here tomorrow for a little while, being able to say hello to everybody and say goodbye to everybody. So I'll be here.
And you have some Jeep Talk Show stickers.
I do. If you guys find me, I have them for you. Can't wait.
Great. Well, it sounds like you're having a lot of fun. I can tell that it must be very tiring, especially with all the walking.
It is. Actually, we're going to walk, Tony, if that's okay with you.
Oh, that'd be great.
So we're going to walk over to our friends from RealTruck, actually. Big fans of the show, as you know.
Oh, is Todd? Let's see if Todd's there, because Todd's been on the show a few times.
Actually, Down South Off-Road is walking by us right now. So just so you guys know.
This is like a live thing, so.
I was like, oh my gosh, that's them right in front of my face. So yeah, it's been pretty cool. So I'm in the West Hall. So the West Hall, it is more of like the truck and off-road section. Mm-hmm.
Is that where the Rock Slide Engineering booth is?
It is. And also Fox Factory is here. Dana Spicer is in this building as well. Cat Skin leather is here, which
So
we're big
nice.
fans of. They're part of the gear build that we just did. So, and also ARB has a great setup here. ARB 4x4 accessories. Best Top is in here celebrating their 70th year. And they did a camp setup. So it's like you're on the Rubicon trail with them. It's fantastic.
I saw that. I was going to complain that I thought Mike was going to get you better facilities to
Accommodations.
yeah, accommodations.
I know. Like, thanks, Mike. But it's been very busy. We've been busy and seeing everybody, and honestly, meetings. That's what the big part of SEMA for someone like us is. We do a lot of meetings. This brings everyone in the industry together. Not just for meetings, but also education. I did a leadership symposium for the women of SEMA yesterday. It was very intense, but very good. And I really got a lot out of it. It was a little emotional, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, it's going to be, I know it's going to be nice being home, but I'm sure there's so much excitement, especially with the meetings at night that are also called parties.
Yes, I know, right? We disguise them as parties. So actually right now, I don't know if you can hear all that noise, but they're doing an unveiling of a new paint scheme on a car they've been working on for the past 3 days. So there's a lot going on here. Live demos, live paint jobs. They were also doing wraps, live wrapping vehicles.
Oh, that's neat.
There's a little bit of everything here.
By the way, I don't
watching me talk to you, so this is fun.
Well, you look special because you're doing live streaming. So by the way, Greg with Underground Graphics is out there, and if you get a chance to say hello to Greg, do so. Greg is somebody who's local, and he did the stickers for my Gladiator.
I'll definitely find him. And the other Greg in our life, he's been around. Greg Henderson, the wild man on a scooter. They're wild, Tony. That adventure is,
yeah, they are. As you would expect.
I know, right? All right, so I am making the turn towards, honestly, they have one of the largest booths here, so it's going to be behind me. But here is RealTruck. Huge fan of the show. Thank you, RealTruck, for everything you do to support the Jeep
Absolutely.
So make sure you guys check them out. They're actually at the entrance of the West Hall, so you cannot miss them. And their whole team is here, and they're giving away actually some really great products. So
yeah, if you get a chance to ask for Todd to tell him hello. Jeep Talk Show. You can mention High Lift if you want to, I guess.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. We're becoming friends, so we're just going to hang out with RealTruck here for a minute. But so Tony's been great, and hopefully you and I can get here together maybe next year. You never know.
Oh, yeah. It's a fun thing to do. Thanks, Natalie. Be safe getting home.
Thank you, Tony. I appreciate you. Bye, everybody.
I believe I've talked about this before, or I started to say allude. I think that's right. Allude to my belief that, or my concern that Jeep may go belly up. I've never seen anything this bad with Jeep. Now, I've only been paying attention since 1998. So some of you guys may have seen it before. But I'm a little concerned that Jeep may not be there in the future. And I got to thinking about it. It really doesn't matter. There are so many Jeeps out there. And there is such a huge aftermarket. Motobuilt did it, a couple of years ago with their that YJ that they built. I think that part of the tub is the only thing that came from a YJ. Everything else is stuff they built. They're not selling kits as far as I know, but frame. You can buy tubs. So I don't think that the internal combustion engines are going anywhere. I think you're going to be able to buy those. I think you're going to be able to get a Jeep frame. I think you'll be able to get a Jeep tub. There's always the junkyard. Cash for Clunkers, they did a pretty good job getting rid of a lot of the Jeeps, the XJs for sure, but they're still there. So I suspect that Jeep, even if it was to go out of business, it would be 20 years before you would see any difficulty in getting a Jeep or making a Jeep. And I hate to say it this way, but if you can't buy a brand new Jeep and you got to build your own, you literally can say built, not bought, even though you're getting parts from everybody else. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. I think the Jeep is going to be around for a very long time, even if it's just for weekend and off-road. I think Jeep's going to be a long time. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. And I really don't think they're going to go belly up. we need to support Jeep. We need to let people know about our Jeeps, about the reason why we drive our Jeeps, what the special feeling we get because of having the Jeep, and the friendly the friends that we have and the things that we do together. I think those things will help keep people interested in Jeeps, and they'll go against what all the naysayers, the Karens out there say. Midlife crisis. It's not practical. It doesn't have full self-driving, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Oh, it's a standard instead of an automatic. So don't worry about it. I think the Jeep is going to be around for at least the next 50 years in one form or another. And I still think that if they were to spin off the Ram Dodge pickups and the Jeeps into their own company, I think they'd make tons of money and they'd be around for a long time. They got to make good product though. You have to have the tight tolerances and the things that last a long time. And I think they can do it, especially these days that things are getting so much easier to do with computers and AI. I think Jeep will be around a long time. And mark my words, there will be electric and battery kits for your Jeep in the future. So maybe that CJ that you have, when you that engine finally gives up, or you can't get parts for it anymore because it's just so damn old, you could make it electric. Put a noisemaker on it that sounds like a V8. I don't think Jeep's going anywhere.
From the mind of Nicky G.
This episode of Nicky G brought to you by Brake Clean. Want to find any open cut you have on your body? Try Brake Clean. Well, that's not why I'm calling. I'm calling to tell you that I saw 2 black birds in my yard today stuck together. Yeah, it turned out they were Velcros. That's horrible. I went to the doctor today with a suspicious mole. Yeah, he told me they all look that way and I should just put them back in the garden. Did that one work? I don't know. That sounded funnier in my head. Maybe I should apologize for it. Nah. All right, boys and girls, I'll chat at you later and have a good one. Bye.
Hey, did this Jeep Talk Show episode get your engine roaring? Show us some love by dropping a 5-star rating and a blazing review on your go-to podcast platform. It's your way to help us expand the Jeep family. Keep the adventure rolling by hitting follow on social media and joining our newsletter crew for the hottest Jeep updates and unmissable events. Got an idea for an episode? Fire it over to us at jeeptalkshow.com/contact. That is the place you go for all the ways to contact us and interact with us. We love your interactions. Thanks for cruising with us, and get ready for more thrilling journeys ahead. And I keep forgetting to say, if you're watching us on YouTube, be sure and like, share, and subscribe. We're also on Rumble if YouTube has been mean to you. Yeah, they've been mean to us. So you can check us out on Rumble. Episodes are there. The same episode is there on Rumble like it is on YouTube. Anyway, you guys have a great night.
Broadcasting since 2010.
You're my friend. You're my new friend.